now that it's been buried in tile. But I'm definitely going to take that. Food trays. There might be some stainless in here. Yeah, they're getting rid of these apparently. Either that or they're just redoing the kitchen. They've been going hard at this. All the copper's probably gone. These stainless, doesn't matter, it's going to come with me. See a sink. Yeah, we can I do know cam tray. These I might sound crazy, but I might take these and flip them. Sometimes for a few bucks. And nice food trays. And then I can see, yeah, there's no step there. That I've got stainless. That one's got stuff. And this one. Metal. Hopefully there's no food in there. That's good. That might be resellable. Put it there for now. That is probably more stainless. I could throw this onto at this point. I think I'm gonna need to organize. So I don't think anything under here. Yeah, that's all drywall and stuff, so it's good to move everything this way. There. I don't think I'm going to get a ton. That is, I think these are metal. Yeah, that's stainless. So grab that. Man, there's going to be a bunch of stainless in here. The baskets, but metal. Enough of the trays. I don't do coat hangers, they just stick to everything. These are all I said I'm not going to take any more of it. That's plastic. These are pretty heavy. They're like what you put on tables to show menus or whatever. It's another stainless piece. That's metal. More stainless. And then I'm gonna break this to get that off. I don't need the coffee cups. And then I need to make my way further down. Alright, so that's more cast. Cut. Oh, don't need to cut that off. I'll take all of that. Sure, nice little basket. I still had my... That's more cast. I'm sure these are probably worth something, but that one... I always say I'm going to resell stuff and it just doesn't happen, and it just ends up piling up at home. Alright, so I'm going to have to fast forward through this. Stuff when the big stuff is right over there, but I'm gonna work on both of these. But man, this tile, this wall tile stuff, it is to try to move, so I'm not going to. And I do see a metal grate here and take yesterday. That'll lay flat. Deep off camera, all of these dispensers or whatever spin off camera, but I've got bigger things to go get. Or later, I'm here at 7, so I'll clean up at home. Let the water drain out of that. More stainless. That one's kind of nasty on the bottom. Plate. That one piece is brass. At home, I want that. That's now buried. The brass between the two of them, that's almost a pound. It's like $2. These motors I'll take off at home. Some Stritson doesn't get snagged too badly. Okay, obviously I'm not taking all this junk. That's just a lot of dead weight. That is more copper and brass. Even more, and I see more up in here. So, and there, why would you cut off the radiator ends and leave the copper? I don't understand that, but it's good for me. Look at that. Come on. It's another piece. I want this will come with me. Just trying to really get my bearings to figure out what I need room for. I do want that. This, maybe this for sure. So I can pop, that is heavy. I can pop all that copper off. Actually, I'll probably cut it off. It's too deep underneath to really pop it off without fighting with it. So I'll probably just, yeah, that's way too deep to try to pop off. But I'll go to reciprocating saw. As dirty. That is some nice heavy plate. So this is pretty heavy too. Don't like that stuff. I can get, I want to get and think about what I'm gonna do. Moved a lot of this stuff out of the way so that I could get to this hill. Yeah, really want this thing, but oh, that's a bad idea. Move that before I shove anything in there. I'm not even gonna attempt to get this stuff. Even taking it off the truck today at the scrapyard was a ginormous pain. That just comes some. So what I'm going to try to do, yeah, it's just spinning. I can't, nope. Yesterday, it is ridiculously heavy. And I'll take that. A lot of this pipe can now be set free. And that one. Then we've got this one, which of course is underneath all that, so I'm gonna have to. I'm taking that huge thing out. I didn't, obviously, but I laid it down there and it just fits inside there. Door. So now bucket full of stuff. I think I got everything I want over here. Maybe I can go pretty deep and make catch on. All of this has to move. And I will put all of this back so that they don't have to do anything to it when they show up tomorrow. Yeah, this stuff, if it can get tangled, it will. So this thing right here, and why I want it, is because it's at least 50 pounds, probably, maybe a little bit more. So it's just good, heavy metal to throw into shreds. So those two together, I don't know, like $7. These doors, on the other hand, are no joke, and probably 40 plus pounds each as well. So this one's already cleaned out. I can just stack this on top of the other one. It's more copper, and that's easy enough to maybe, I don't know if I can separate that or not, but I stacked this one of the other one. Yeah, 40 pounds. It's a nice piece. Just get everything easy. And I do think that's it. I don't know if I want to take this fluffy stuff. I can hit it. It's right there. Oh, that's what's going. This thing's about to fall. From the back, I decided to go ahead and take the little table. It's already so fluffy in the back. I don't think I'm going to be able to get more than a couple of garage doors, but this is what it looks like from this angle. So other than, I'm going to finish and then head out. So this one is a new one, and I don't see any off on this one. So that's at least a pound, so that's nice. But other than that, small pieces. It doesn't look like it's all the stuff that I put in, so I'm gonna grab a couple of buckets to put stuff like this in and just see what I can get. Alright, so this is, I think this is all aluminum track. I found that here before. I'll take all these light bulbs. Donate those. Let's see. This light bulbs, yeah. If I can fit them, I'll take them. Should be able to. With these, I think I'm just going to empty those off camera. Wow, look at that. That is wire. That's like 6 pounds, if not more. There's another one in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's too heavy to be aluminum. That's nice stuff. This is probably all. I'm gonna crush the lights. All steel, but this looks like aluminum. Could all be aluminum. I'm gonna have to crawl back in there. That's a nice cast piece. These are probably, that's plastic. Okay. I'm wondering, this might have been emptied. So these things, I know there's a way to probably get this glass out. I might take these this time. It's out. It's probably about half weight. I bring them enough. Wouldn't be a big deal. That is steel all the way around there. This is new stuff. I have not seen this before. All the way to the bottom. Oof. It's worth going after. Minus. No. All right. I'm gonna load up what I got and jump in. All right. So I'll grab that one when I throw it back in, but just giving me a hard time. without blowing it away. Okay, so that could kind of pull this way so I could get at it without jumping in. Sometimes it's harder to be in there because you're standing on stuff. The same that's boxes to put stuff. Yeah, that's why it's so heavy. I did not want to do that. Found some wire. What else is in there? That was it. Oh, closed it. I really don't want to take this stuff out in case I punch it with my hand because I cut it pretty bad on metal this morning. The back of my finger right down to the bone on something out of here actually. It was all that, or no, the other dumpster that it just came from. Yeah, when I cut my hand, I was doing something and it slipped right across sharp metal, right down to the bone. I am pretty sure because it was deep and it was the back of my finger. There was really nothing there, just a little bit of skin before it does hit bone. But recently had a tetanus shot, so that's good. Alright, so that might need to come out from the other side. I used to sell that stuff with drop ceiling when I worked at a home improvement company. Stuff trying to resell, but it ain't cheap. Now that's good stuff. Okay. I'm already kind of moving this side, so now that I'm in here, I can't get that out. Gonna be probably aluminum. Yeah, bag of wire. Okay. Thick, but most of it isn't. Okay. And I don't have the magnet on my glove anymore. Yeah, the bottom of this dumpster, all floor sweepings. So now I can restack. Paperwork. Piece of aluminum. Do not want the lights. And that is empty. Okay. Well, at least I know. I don't think that is cast. Yep, there's the bottom. Okay, that's it. Pick up my mess. Head out of this one. So I picked up, but I've been watching the back of this building because a tall dumpster, which is nice. So I didn't think there'd be. It does tell you on here how much is left. 10 feet. And got some good heavy metal bit. More stuff I can add, which is nice. Take that. Like there's much in them, so it takes me about as long to unravel them this way as it would to open them up and pull them through. It's very fluffy. These are all empty. Gotta be emptied. Also empty. Nope. These are all the trimmings. So it wasn't going to come out tomorrow, but now I'm thinking, because if they're not done in there, then there will be more cat wire and it's worth it. That's empty. And but I'm gonna go anyway because this stuff is just super heavy to move. Get what I can. But a lot of that's going to stay because I don't want to unload it and load it again. Here is all of the cafeteria trays. So I did grab more of those, and I'll talk about those when I come back and show you everything that I've got. But I've got a little bit of work to do, so I'm gonna get at it. Okay, so sort of got everything pulled out of the truck, and now I'm just going to put it back in my scrap area, take care of later. But I did end up taking that table. This is actually aluminum. I should have taken the chairs. I had enough room. I didn't know at the time, but if they're there tonight, I'll go back and get them. So all this, these baskets are all magnetic. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I don't know if I should hang on to them, but I'll decide later. And then this is all stainless, unfortunately, and I don't know if this is universal or not, but there's no marking on this at all to say what kind of unit it went with. This coffee pot part as well, it has no marking on it, and without a marking, I don't know how I would try to sell it. Same thing with this huge mixing bowl. Again, no marking on it, so I don't know what I would do to actually list it. I'll have to research that a bit more before I go ahead and scrap it. This is a Starbucks stainless steel coffee distributor. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I'll probably end up throwing that into stainless. These are all magnetic and just various things that would be on a table to like put up a menu or a message or something like that. I did go back and take all of the dispensers off of those units, and that's probably all brass. There's a good few pounds of brass in there, so that's kind of nice. Now these things here, so these are cam tray. Some people were probably saying take all of them. Other people were probably saying, what are you doing taking this stuff? I know from previous experience that these go for some money. So these are all over the place on eBay, anywhere from $10 a piece plus shipping to 4 for 20 bucks. I will probably lot them and sell them on eBay or try to sell them here on Facebook. We'll see how that goes, but all of them are in very good condition. Yeah, that was probably one of the better finds of the night, actually, after all that scrapping, other than the where you get dinged heavily for the price on that. So I'll clean that up on a rainy day. And then, and that other wire, that's at least 10 pounds. So, you know, 30 going out. And then I've got more wire and ballast there that I found. Those are just light bulbs that I'm going to donate. And then all of this is aluminum cast or sheet or stuff that I need to break apart. Same thing with what's in there. And then I've got twice the amount of what's in here of brass and copper that they didn't want to deal with. So stuff. All of this rail I need to take out of the packaging. That is all aluminum extrusion. And then I've got the motors that I've taken out of those large units. I need to separate the motors. The fan blades are aluminum, so I'll take those off as well. It's mostly the copper that makes up this weight. So I'll figure out the best way to get this off without putting too much time and effort into it. I think I get $3 and something a pound for number 2. This is all stainless, so I'm going to break that down just to make it easier to transport. It's in pretty bad shape, so I'll just take the wheels off and turn that in as stainless. So the rest of this I need to take to the scrapyard along with all the clip out some of this wire. I'm not going to take the screws out of the grounds, but I will clip the wire off because I think there's a power supply in there and more wire, and I'm not going to deal with it beyond that at the scrap. Pretty much it for the day. It was a very good night. The wire alone was a decent amount of money, and then I've got accumulate into a nice tidy profit for me over time as they sell, but they are selling actively on eBay, so that is a good sign. So anyway, thank you for watching. Leave your comments below and I'll talk to you later.